Hello and welcome to part 2 of our Minotaur Lord SOVL run on the highest difficulty. Got our monster mash continuing here, so we've got little monsters, big monsters, chariots, and dogs, because look, even monsters can use the companionship of a good canine. They just apply it to everything. So we made it through the entirety of Act 1 and the last part, which is great, so we're just going to start chewing our way through Act 2 now. Again, we want to kind of game out our path the way we're going to go here. So we're going to try and do this while taking as many battles as possible. So we could go fight, fight. Wait, this section is 2 battles and a random charts no matter what you do. So it's just this latter section we care about. So if we go down the bottom, we can take an elite, another elite, and then you're forced to random. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think if you skipped one, if you came down, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably preferable because the extra elite in terms of gold is about the equivalent of 2 battles, which is fine. But elite battles in Act 2 are considerably harder than the standard battles, actually quite tricky. To the point where they're perhaps the only real risk to you losing the campaign. You could take too much damage in these and then be in a bad state for the boss. So I think we'll go down the standard battle path. So we'll still have an elite there, a random event just to kind of show off some spice, but then majority fights to generate our golden experience. I think that's the way to handle it. If we went up top, you can take an elite, but then there's a lot of random events, or you get stuck going through a campsite, which isn't ideal. So south it is. Goatmen Raiders. Okay, so quite quick. Tell the image will give away that we're going to be facing a fair amount of cavalry. And first, that's fine. Just stick you, not anything to be shot at, so I guess I'll just don't have to go too far up to get an advantage. Just there will do. The dogs here to distract pieces, I guess. You there to distract something, then maybe you can flank something there. Okay, so here we go. We've got horsemen, hounds, and then these 2 infantry bricks we don't care about. They'll presumably come up here, so what I'd like to do is start moving you around to hit them in the side. Just ignore those. A bit like that. They're going to cleverly move these pretty much irrelevant units first, so I have to move more important stuff. They could probably get up here to reach me, so what I could do is I could put the dogs forward and then just flee them, which is not a bad idea, so I can draw them into a bad position. So I'll have the dogs be a good distraction here. Just stand there. Okay, they do that as well. Now you're going to be forced to move the more important stuff, which is unfortunate for me because I'd actually rather they have gone first. Would have made it a lot easier to outmaneuver them. They'll come forward. I guess I could just take the fight with the dogs. They'll tear a chariot apart, no problem, is the issue I have. I'll do this first, as I already know the plan here. So they'll come forward and then maybe I can flank them later. That's there, fine. I'm just gonna... I don't want to fight those head on with a chariot, I'll lose badly. Just do that. And then I can't quite reach there, but maybe later. Otherwise, the rather impressive speed of this army is going to be tricky for me to deal with. Right, so I'm going to have to fight this one head on, aren't I? I didn't quite get there to flank them with the giants, so I guess I could just fight them with the Minotaurs. How much damage will I take? Well, I have 2 attacks each, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is pretty nasty, and then 1 from the back rank, so 15. Skill 3, skill 4, they get half their hits, so 7.5 hits on average. There'll be power 4 in the charge and defense 4, so half of 7.5 is what, 3.75 wounds? I didn't use a Minotaur on average. What I could do instead, just move these back a bit, let them charge this, flee it off the field, and then get a very advantageous flank charge into the irritating horsemen later, so I think this is a good idea. So, same plan here. So I'm going to sacrifice 2 units and just get them out of the way to draw the enemy out into bad positions. I have no charges, thank you. I'm going to flee here because otherwise we'll just lose. And we're going to flee here as well. Basically, I'm ignoring the 2 axeman blocks. They're going straight off the field, that's fine. Yeah, I don't expect them to stay on they're too fast. They unfortunately got stuck on terrain, which is not what I wanted to happen, I'll be honest. Okay, so you'll come forward. What I'd love to see is, I need to see where they land so I can put the giant into them, which will make the Minotaurs free to charge these. Well, as long as I'm the closest target here, I can probably get away with it, but I'd rather wait and see. I also need to wait and see where that moves to know I can position safely. You're in a spot of bother and I can't really do what I intended because the silly horseman got stuck on the wall, so I'm just going to step backwards. I can get to there, no problem. I guess I could charge the axeman. But I know where you are now. You can come forward. In fact, I could probably just send the giant straight into these without too much concern, given how strong it is. I can just tank their damage, no problem. I can reach them, which is fine, so I don't have to worry about not getting there. That moved just to there, which is okay. I was hoping maybe I could squeak a charge into their flank, but again, that wretched unit of hounds is going to stop me. Just don't quite have the movement to pull this off. No, even with my extra point, if I didn't buy the armour, I don't think I'd quite get there. I could try coming around this way and squeezing the front charge where they can't see me. Get far enough not to be caught by the dogs. Like that. That technically works. The only thing that might stop me is that I need to get a straight line from about there to there. Ooh, close. But I think I could just about manage it. Yeah, let's do that. I'll have you hit the horses where they can't charge me. They do what we thought. Good, you can get a free flank. Which then of course allows you also a free flank. Yeah, just hit and kill those horsemen for me. Intercept them there, so it locks them in place, thereby allowing the Minotaurs to do what they want. I could take that. What would be the consequences? Again, 15 inferior skill, so 7.5 hits. Defense 5, power 3, so I still need to get a 3-up save. So a 3-up save against 7.5 hits is what? 6 would be 2. 2.33 at 2.5 wounds. I don't die. I might win, and then subsequently I'll just lose and get killed, but I guess it holds all that at bay. So yeah, go for a chariot. You can heal lots of wounds at the end of the phase if you die anyway, so don't worry about it. I don't trust the chariot to win even with the statistical advantage just because it's so swingy, but worth a go. Gives me time over here to stall these out. It also sticks them in a terrible position. They're basically trapped back there. Say that and they get all the way up here anyway to annoy me. I was hoping I could get to there and flank them. Probably not though. Can I come this way? No, I can't escape them to go catch those. The woods are in the way, slowing me down. I can just lame them out, and once I kill these two I can start bringing more forces this way. Just trying to avoid taking those hounds head on, because they've got some good damage output, but they're fragile, so you really want to try and get a good flank on them if you have the option. Start maneuvering you this way so you can maybe catch that block of Northman axes in the side later, next turn. This should all be relatively straightforward. 1 hit, which is no wounds. You have terrible discipline, please break, very good. This should be even easier. 16 of 16 hits. They roll amazingly well, but I don't think it's going to change the outcome. Take no damage, perfect. Even with a good roll, it's still horrendous. This is more questionable. Okay, slightly below average there. 2 wounds. They roll very good for their hits. I roll kind of bad for saves, so I ended up losing. But I hold, so I stick them in place, which is at least something. Delay them for at least a turn there, chariot, thank you. Okay, so it all depends on where those dogs land. I could get a lovely flank on those, but I don't think they're going to let me. So instead I'll just have you come over here. If you turn to face him, it should be possible for me to then flank you there anyway. I can't actually get to the woods, annoyingly, so I can't twist and see them. So I'm just going to have to make do with being here, sort of. They're just going to ignore me and come straight forward, which is a tad annoying because I need to actually go around. Never mind, I can do this instead. Now you move, which makes it very easy for me to do this. Good, free flank charge on those Northman axes. You're going to lose over here, don't worry about it. Oh, now you hit great when it's too late. I actually won, that's hilarious. It's not statistical rolling by either of us. Oh, chariots and your strange inconsistency. Break that, no problem. When they come, is this wood going to slow me down such that I can't flank them? Yeah. Guess I could take the front charge instead to make sure they aren't caught, just to pin them in place. As long as I deny them the charge, I can do quite well because they've got. But the downside to me is that they're going to get to charge first. So if they target them, then I can't stop them. As long as I'm closer, no, there's no way I'm going to be the closer target at that distance. Because of course they're closer, they can reach them, and they can't reach me. So no matter what I do, it's not going to work. This blasted wood has cost me. I'd easily be able to get there. If it wasn't halving my movement, I'd have plenty to spare. Okay, I guess I could take them head on. They'll be up to power 4, which means I only save on 3+ rather than 2+, so I will likely take some damage. How much should I take? 1 attack each, so 14 attacks, hitting on 4s, so 7 hits, and then a 3-up save re-rolling. I take almost no damage. I think it's worth it just to hit them. Let's keep that unit in the game as far as possible. That achieves nothing, don't worry about it. They're surely dead here, so just ignore those. I'll start getting you around here to help with this stuff later. We'll watch at last this chariot loses its last wound. Very well done, chariot, did valiantly. Minotaur Lord squashes 4 and his 3 friends. Squash another 11, wow. They'll stay on the field. So I charge them again to kill them. Feels like a bit of a waste of time and resources, but with Discipline 7 they're more than likely to rally, which means they're going to be a really annoying unit behind me. Being such a pest, so I'd probably be a bit pissed off just killing. No, it's much better I have it over here to help me deal with more potent stuff. Moves to there, which I don't really care about, just pass. Right, here comes the real nasty one. Start getting you around. Get another stupid little clump of trees there to get in the way. Go around that as well. They do rally as I thought they would, okay. You get around the dogs. Can escape that way, which is good. Well, I hope they don't. I hope they're actually holding combat, so I don't have to take the hounds head on, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, I forgot they also have to re-roll their hits. Oh, it's even easier than I thought. Yeah, no damage. I was overcompensating. They can't do anything to me. Perfect. And now nothing can charge him. He's just going to beat the whole unit to death. It slipped my mind. This is a divine feral giant. How could I forget? Coming after me there, I really don't care. Good, that's easy to get around. Pretty easily flank the dogs now. Just stand right here. Gotcha. You're locked onto that unit, so I'm not really going to be able to get around those too easily, because they're going to be faster than me. Eventually someone will get in a good position to hammer you, but for now just hold their attention. All the same. 4 hits, doing no damage. They're down in power now, so it's going to get even harder for them to win me. Uh-oh. Oh, that's really irritating. They're going to stop me from charging them. See, I can't draw a straight line from A to B anymore. Fine, just take the counter and shin them again. Yeah, kill the rest of those, because I'd rather they not rally and be a nuisance. I think you can kill 11 in the turn and then deal with that. I mean, it will end up rear charging us, but I don't particularly care. Oh, have you gone far enough that way that I can get through? Maybe I could if it went off for the blasted woods again. If I can just avoid them like this, maybe I can manage it. Nope, keep hitting the terrain. No, I can't get there. I'm going to have to make do with this. And then next turn I can slip by. I can't be seen by them there, which is appreciated. And then next turn I can probably get through. 9 hits, which is only 4, and then 3 is re-rolling. Take 1 wound finally. Still win easily. They immediately break. Oh, can take a flank there. Kill all 11. Let's see. 5 from the Lord. And the rest from the Count. Take no damage. Perfect. You're going to get charged there, but I'm willing to let 4 axemen hit you. I guess I could flee. Worst case scenario. I can't have Frenzy, that's a good point. If your unit is Frenzied, it never has the option to flee from units, that's a good point. So yeah, just take your hits. But the fact it's a side charge, another flank, means I've still got good odds of actually winning the combat, amazingly. These rally, well I can do something about that immediately now. So hit them. Is it a rear charge? Well, if I just go a bit further backwards, I could probably rear charge them. Yeah, like that. That's a it. So in case they hold, you can charge those, or you can just kill them if you wanted. At your discretion, Minotaurs. 6. Oh, even my character gets to fight. I forgot about that as well. It's even better than I thought. The character gets to do its sideways battles even if it's not in contact. So the Lord and the Minotaur hit. That's a unit that's pretty much immune to being flanked because it just does so incredibly well regardless of where the enemy's hitting you from. Great. So we pretty much got away. It was obviously a bit of a mess with fleeing units, but we sacrificed the chariot. But Feral Giant will heal automatically. I can put the wounds back on you somewhat well enough yet. 4 of 7 is combat viable, I would argue. The Lord leveled, random stat, a bit of extra gold or discipline. I'd like the random stat. Cross fingers for something really good. Skill. The skill is okay. We'll encounter stuff as we go ahead that is skill 4, so going up to skill 5 is going to matter for damage output. And it's friendly Minotaurs. An extra one isn't super useful because you end up with an awful unit size, so I'm just going to make them 5 wounds a pop. Tough as nails. And then even more Minotaurs, the extra attacks, of course. Just hit and kill things. Gold on everyone. Perfect. Yeah, excellent. Fancy random event. What do we get? A forgotten tomb. Ah, right, okay. So the tomb is actually pretty incredible. You send a selection of however many of your guys you want to send in to plumb for treasure so they can pull out gold and sometimes magic items. Unfortunately, with elite armies like mine, you don't get any extra gold for units being valuable, so sending in one like zombie if you're playing undead and sending in a minotaur is worth the same. So I'm not going to do this because I risk losing them for almost nothing in exchange. If you're playing things like Ratkin or undead or any sort of swarm army, fantastic, shove a load of guys in there because you won't lose too many relative to the whole size of your army, and the rewards can be great, but for us it's terrible. We sustain casualties which we can't really afford to do so bad luck. Instead we'll face an elf garrison, which is annoying because there's a lot of shooting. Them first. Okay, I need to get up there very quickly, so I'm just going to have the chariots. They're going to take a nasty kicking in terms of ranged fire, but it's worth it for the purposes of going as fast as you can. You'll charge up that way. You'll obviously tank the damage from these, and then you'll start running up here. I would rather the 5 wound unit put the damage into them first. Because yeah, these blocks of city guard are both spearmen and longbowmen. They're a nasty combination of stuff, so we need to attack them right now. Weapon masters get to there. I guess I could just kill them with the feral giant. I don't care about the eagles at all. Can you get into its flank? I hope so. Yeah, easily. So run up here. You'll get shot, but I kind of want you to be shot at this point. And then take the flank charge. So make sure I can be seen by them so they don't twist. So they should stay where they are. And I get my flank. They moved one of the eagles 0 inches. The other one will probably just come flying straight over here foolishly. I can just kill it. My power 6, it's defense 4. I would like the charge, but I'm not going to get it, am I? Just stand there and let it come to you. It stays in place, so you're going to get charged there. Fine, you can easily defeat an eagle as well. They do almost nothing. So I'd much rather prefer you come over here and catch those, but you're not going to get there. Don't have the speed for it. And if I did that, of course, I'd wind up being flanked, so might as well just move up as far as I can here, which means that when I charge, it will be like there, so it's easier for me to get up later. You want to shoot that one? I hope it survives. It should do with a 3-up save. Yeah, take 2 wounds and then I can get there. That just leaves you. I can't really get the dogs anywhere useful, and I'm delaying these so they don't shoot into something really valuable. So I can just put the dogs here and distract the weapon. I could charge them, but don't charge the hounds into weapon masters, they'll get slaughtered. I was hoping to target the feral giant. Fine, take a wound for your efforts. Okay, now I can go. So you're charging that one. I'm going to have you rush up here to get to them quickly, and you want to rush up this way to eventually come around. You may need to charge those later if they can't break them. Okay, so straight to the front, we knew that was coming. You're going to take that head on and win, no problem. Stop them from firing endless volleys into me, please. I can't engage this city guard this turn, so never mind. That should be easy wins against the eagles, we'll see. I'm not fighting weapon masters with dogs. I'm sorry, this is a terrible proposition. Safety back here. There, okay, I was hoping they'd continue going that way, never mind. And they shot the fragile unit. They got away with it. They took 2 wounds, he's still alive. So let's try and not engage with that one. Instead, what I'll do is I'll just run these in and charge them head on. In fact, in this take, I can't get to flank them. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to allow them to charge me. The reason being is that the AI would be better off in this case just standing there and taking the hit, because they have spears and shields, so they get to fight in an extra rank, so 3 rather than 2. If you put yourself within melee range of an enemy, however, the AI will charge, so they'll lose their extra rank because they only benefit from it when not charging. So they'll foolishly take a charge that isn't in their interest. And in this case, I'll have you come up here because you might need to help with that later. Eagle does 1 wound. I do 1. It's a draw. That's terrible, Chariot. This I'm hoping for a bit better. Take no damage. Instantly kill it. Yeah, that's more consistent. Thank you, Savage Splitter. 8 attacks now, still only getting 2 hits because chariots are bad, as we all know. They hold, which is fine. I'll eventually get up there with a Minotaur unit to help. Eliminate those. No, the AI, they fixed the AI. Good. It's smart enough to do that correctly now. Well done. There's a bit of a programming change there. Ordinarily, they'd still... it's because it's a ranged unit. The AI is not treating it as though it's melee based, in which case it would charge me. It's treating it as a ranged unit, so it's not going to ever declare a charge. Good. That's another bit of behaviour that we can learn and take advantage of later. You can get there to flank those, which is nice, so just slaughter the weapon masters while we have the chance. And then you, of course, get over here, hit and kill those for me once the chariot fails to do so. No hits from the eagle. 1 wound from me. I'm slowly winning. And you're probably going to lose this time with the number of attacks they get. Yeah. Never mind, we can help with that. Minotaur Lord gets a 666. Ouch. Yeah, we should still win. Yeah, I won't lose one with 5 wounds. I do run the risk of losing that one though when I charge it in, because I've only got 1 wound left. So when they get their 3 attacks to hit me, they'll probably kill me. What's the alternative? I could move this towards them and try... It's not going to work, is it? They're just going to turn and shoot me before I can stop it. And then back, and then make sure they can't turn around, which is the only threat. There is no strategic phase. Eagle does nothing. I do 1 wound again. So yeah, I do technically outstat it even without the charge. Oh, way to go, rerolls. Yes, that one guy is very dead. This is just... I'll win, it's just a question if I lose the injured one. 2 hits, that's enough. Yeah, I do. I thought that was going to happen. Giant steps on 2. Their rerolls counteract, so they have positive and negative. I take 1 wound, which is 0 wounds as we know. Win by a bunch, and they're gone. I don't know why they're still so confident. They've got an eagle on 1 wound and a unit of weapon masters. It's not particularly long for this world. Can't get over there to help them with that, so maybe you can. That's rear, good. No one else is going to get to... I don't know why, that's incredible morale for having nothing left on the field. You've at last defeated an eagle, well done. A single hit from you, that's pretty terrible. I might turn around and do some damage to you now. These 6 weapon masters. That's, if you killed 1 more, they probably would have routed that turn. No damage, okay, we're too tough. And again, the chariots are really just sacrificial pieces at the start. You can use them to either withdraw and distract the enemy or just take a load of damage. Fix those because that's not enough. Gold, gold, gold. Do I want the extra Minotaur back? I think so, yes. I don't like being undermanned. They don't have the Lord in that one, so we need more damage output. More Minotaurs and another Minotaur Lord, and that's the cheaper unit. So yeah, we'll keep our big bruiser monster theme going, and that's perfect for us. Wound size or skill? 2, so it's him, it's the Lord, and 2 of them, so it's currently 3, so you can make it up to 4. Probably okay though. Skill is good. Skill 5 would be really nice. Those are all good upgrades. And wounds 4 makes them super survivable. You don't have to risk losing one. Oh, I don't really know what I want there. Maybe the wounds? I think 3 is good enough such that it's, especially with a Lord in there as well, so a Lord and 2 of them is good enough now, so I'm going to keep them from dying. It's going to generate more gold. 267 left, and not a lot to spend it on. You can buy an extra attack for one of our Minotaur Lords, that's good. Heavy armor for all the Minotaurs, which is a bit pointless, just slows them down. And okay, maybe I'll buy the boulder for Savage Splitter there, and just save the last 152. Good. Triple Minotaurs, that's pretty nice. So we're no standard infantry or shooting stuff, it's all monstrous infantry or monsters. Great. We could take the rest, but of course we'd much rather go for the elite. Sir Dagrick. You first. Okay, I'm getting like with ranged armies, I'd rather I go first. With melee armies, I'd rather they go first. And I just keep getting it the wrong way round. Stand there, and then what? There's a Lord unit. So what is it? So Dolrak Ironhide there. Yeah, it's base stats though, so he's got 5 attacks still, so he's not exactly bad, is he? And he's just where do I want the giant? In the center to distract stuff, and then you can draw things towards you there. Yeah, so it's a shed load of cavalry we're gonna have to deal with. There's one mortar. If the mortar shoots the dogs, that's really gonna suck. Am I in range? I don't think it can actually see me, so I'll probably target the Minotaurs, which is fine with its damage output. I could immediately flank the. I can't quite get there, can I? No, I can't escape them. I could do it with a chariot, possibly, if I delayed a little bit. Just move you out of the way. Or I could just move you up here, intentionally have you get charged, flee, and then get a lovely counter-attack on them. Obviously get out of the way of the wretched mortar, please. Just keep that in mind, so get to about there. So they can clearly see me to charge, but I'll flee, they'll move that way, then it's basically trivial to flank them later. I think... Try and look at their stuff that move. I think the Griffin just stood in place. I'd love to have you pop through there and hit that pesky mortar. This might end up with you taking the damage, but better than anything else, I suppose. They come forward. You can't beat that, I'll be brutally honest. So again, maybe moving these to here, that'll come forward, they'll flee and I can get a flank on that unit, break them and send them off the side. That's probably the best I can do. If you flee, would you flee off the field? Maybe if I come a bit further forward I can prevent that. It's probably far enough to prevent me from going straight off, it just keeps me on the field a little longer. That I don't care about, I can easily get to here. My flank underway. So, I don't think I can actually fit there to... Well, maybe I could. I could, but I can't turn to see them in such a way that gets me past the terrain. I could just do this. So that works, but unfortunately there's no way to draw a straight line because of the terrain in the way. So no, that's not going to work. We're just going to have to ignore the one in the middle. I'm going to prioritise this one. Just wait for them to foolishly get up here and get killed. Here we go. Do I want to send the giant in? Yes, the giant can take any one of these, no problem. So just walk straight forward. Fear no evil, for I am protected by... Don't stand there, you end up getting double flanked, so just position, not quite so foolishly like that. And then twist to make sure you're not flanked by any of these popping through. I can throw a rock, which is great, so I'm going to throw a rock at the light cavalry because it reduces their shot that I'm about to be hit by. Get rocked. Mortar's going into the chariot, that's fine. I won't die. That leaves these 2 units and you and you. Right, do I want to take knights head on? Not particularly. They've got up to power 4 on the charge. I'm only defensive, but I have 5 wounds each. We get 10 attacks, so 5 hits on average, and then 3s. More than likely actually keep all of my guys alive. So yeah, I think I'll just take them on and kill them. No need to dilly-dally here. You're going to shoot the giant, which is perfect considering how tough it is. Don't roll double 1, please. Oh, you still roll a 1. Ouch. And then you're not liable to come any further forward, so I'll just wait for these to fail to charge that and then flank them as planned. Switch this way, I'll make your life easier later. Are they going to come for you? Well, that's a problem. Of course shooting at him, which is fine, but the problem for me is if they declare a charge on this. I don't know what they're going to do. Right, so the things I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to take this one. I'm going to flee here. I should probably do that first actually before the griffin can stop me. No, the griffin wants a piece. Fine, I'll take you on. We're going to do our plan. I could hit them now to try and lock them in place, but you'll end up being intercepted by those anyway. Yeah, it's not going to work. Which unfortunately leaves you getting light calved. I think I can still kill them. Let them charge me, let them die, they'll bounce off. And then I can still do my plan on this side. You're definitely to flee. That'll do. Yeah, I hope I can beat the light cav. I should be able to. Better skill, lots of attacks. Oh, they got stuck on basically nothing. That's kind of annoying. Trying to predict where the enemy move when they fail to charge is a bit irritating. You've positioned perfectly. I don't even have to move. I preempted that. I'm exactly where I need to be, so just stand where you are. The chat of mortar does nothing. They fail to rally because of their terrible discipline. You've fled into impassable terrain. This is going to be weird. I don't know how I'm going to escape that. Here we go. 7 attacks now with our Minotaur Lord. 5 hits, perfectly average. I take 2 wounds, which is I think exactly what we gamed out we would take. Over here, the wizard does a wound. That's embarrassing, chariot. Griffin doesn't. They get crushed, so I can now continue my plan of killing the mortar. 3 hits only. 3 up saves, no damage sustained. Yeah, easy. Not going to break, of course, but that's okay. 1 from the Lord. 1 wound. So I do win. Are you going to run? I hope so. Yes. Unfortunately, I can't intercept that unit, which is a hassle for me. They're in a really nasty position to hit my guys. Not going to allow you to do that. Yeah, you're going to get flanked, which is okay on this unit, as we've seen before. They'll just shred them anyway. Can't reach that yet. You can reach that, though. I'll do. Of all the units you can flank, that one's okay. You're after... That's the worst possible move you could have made. You've just given me the rear charge for free. They've used an ability. It's not going to change the outcome. Try and rally that again. Success. Right, let's see. How is this going to work? That one knight... No, these knights fail to rally, so they'll go away. Can I move? Well, I can't... Not really, because if I try and go this way to escape, like I'll never, you can twist in when it's red like this when you're in terrain, but I can't actually. See, I'm trying to advance here. I'm dragging and clicking. Nothing's happened. So no, I'm stuck. That's it. I have to make a bug report. Fleeing ally units can go straight into impassable terrain and stick themselves. Double 1. It's the bravest light cow ever. 4s re-rolling. But I save on a 2-up now because they no longer have power 4, so they're going to be doing nothing to me henceforth. Just keep winning, they'll keep rolling discipline checks until they fail and run. Here, hoping to beat them this turn so they don't turn around and hit me. 20 attacks, getting 17 hits, doing 10 damage. Yeah, that'll do it. And they don't hit me at all. Oh, they get to reroll because of the Furious Charge ability from the commander. Still don't wound at all. Yeah. Iron hard cows. Here's our Lord, getting more attacks than sometimes whole units get. Killing 3 of them. Just a question of if I lose one. I don't because of my extra high number of wounds. Fantastic news for me. All dead. One of them is on 1 wound, but they are the benefit of having 5 wounds per Minotaur. We win by a lot. Killing it. When artillery pieces fail morale, they don't get to run, they just die on the spot. Just imagine that the crew have abandoned the piece itself and just run for safety. There's nothing for any of you to do, so yeah, don't worry about it. I guess I could have flanked that and killed that, but let's just go into the back. Are you going to get up there and execute my chariot? No, not quite. I guess if anything was going to fail, it would be those, so let's have you come up here and try and get there to help those out. I don't think I can quite make it, I'm afraid. I can stand, I can easily make it, so they'll turn. Am I in there? I'll be in their flank, so you can flank them later if need be. If they run, you can just kill that anyway, I don't care. I'm over there to eventually help the giant, not that it needs it, and you go around the long way. Somehow I don't think you're participating in the battle anymore. You... What am I going to do about this pesky light cav? Just get away from it so it doesn't take off an extra wound. You might as well conserve your wounds while you have them. It can't fit through there, I wouldn't suspect. There's technically still a unit to use, but not really. Do it. Unless I roll double one, I'm fine. More damage, and now they've had enough. Now break these in a turn. And, yeah, they're only power. Against defense 5 units, we tend to bounce a little bit. We're only power 5, so they're pretty good at just taking it on the chin. Okay, well I guess you can kill that now to prevent it from shooting anything. Nothing else to do. They'll rally, which is okay, because I can reach them with this, I think. No, I can't blast. Okay, so hopefully they'll turn to face him, in which case I can flank around them later. They're still running, so don't worry about those. You just stay here in case they stay on the field and you can kill them later. Throw a rock at something. Can't reach. Never mind. Dogs. And you are okay. Stand here with the plan that you could probably draw their ire in this direction and then I can get around them later. Highly dead. Light cavalry. It could in theory do 2 hits and 2 wounds and kill a Minotaur, but no. Oh, they've already routed, we don't even have to bother. We would dispatch it without it having any risk of harm, but fine, you get to live. Yeah, the chariots are actually getting better, apart from the one I sacrificed. Let's level them up first. So this chariot levels. Skill is better than attacks in this instance, because we're just failing to hit everything over and over again, so at least be skill 4, please. And the other chariot. I'm not that fussed about any of that, so just take the extra wound, I suppose. And then the hounds, and they're all there contributing. Yeah, more unit size, you might be able to hurt things now. The giant. I don't think there's going to be anything that, obviously ignore discipline, I don't think the stat will produce anything better than the attack. Skill 4 to 5, now that we're in the latter half of the Act 2-ish, the campaign, skill 4 to 5 is pretty good, because it's good for a number of things. One, if I encounter skill 4 stuff, I'll be skill 5 and I can hit them more consistently. And if I encounter anything that's skill 4, well, they're still 4s, it's enemy skill 5 stuff that hits me. So even their elites are going to end up bouncing off me. So that would be pretty good. I might be convinced of that over attack. Power 6, which is 7 on the charge anyway, to 8 is pretty niche. Defense 6 to defense 7 is interesting, because it means basically we always get a 2-up save re-rolling. But as we've seen, he's already durable enough such that we don't need to bother. And then wounds, who cares? Discipline, who cares? I think the attack is better overall in terms of what you could get. We'll go for the demonic stat increase later. The hounds can get their extra guys, go up to full strength. You need to go up to full strength. And everyone else is just laughing. Great. Have another random event. Dark Gift. Ooh, okay. Right. So, tricky one. You send a unit in, and I can show you without doing it. So you roll dice for any. If you get a 1, so this Minotaur unit has 4 guys in it. So for any 1s you roll, when you roll it, that one of them instantly dies. However, if you roll the required number of 6s, in this case we need a single 6, you'll get the Dark Gift ability, which I think is extra power and attacks, which is pretty amazing. And on these units, maybe the hounds would be the way to go. I can get them more attacks and more power, turn them into a genuine powerhouse, or I could put it on the giant. So it'd be a divine dark gift, so a divine demonic giant. So you get 1 dice to try and roll a 1 or a 6, and we try and beat it to see whether or not that will work. If I fail, I'll go down to what. Technically, it's not dead. You can always field it, but it'll be on 1 wound of whatever it's got. So it'd be terrible. I have to spend a load of turns healing it. I think the correct play technically is to do it with the dogs, because the Minotaur's already strong enough. An extra 1 attack on the chariots isn't going to make a difference. They're still bad, so the Minotaurs don't really benefit from diminishing returns. So this would be the best choice, I would argue, but I'm going to make my divine demonic giant. Cross fingers, everyone. Let's hope for the best. Nope, you get to reroll it as many times as you want if it's not a 1 or a 6. Nope. Hey, we got there. Dark gift, +1 power, +1 attack. The ultimate monster has been made. Divine protection, dark gift. Wow, that's an outrageous creature. 8 attacks. Skill 4, we can get up to skill 5 maybe with the demonic gift. So yeah, I think our plan was we'll take the greater number of fights rather than the... Well, the random event could in theory be a battle itself, but it's not consistent. We could get like great random events like that, or you could get the tomb that you're not going to plumb. So they're super swingy. They're either fantastic. I would argue that Dark Gift probably isn't quite as good as a battle, but the Divine Protection one is. It's just a super upgrade. So I'm going to go with the more consistent option. We have some more hounds. Do I want to leave them like that? Probably be better off spacing them. Very hard to skirmish like that, admittedly. I can't draw attention from anything, so as a distraction unit that would be better. As damage output that would be better. I think I'll go with the damage output approach. It's Templar Guard, which show off our monster. It's a monster themed run, isn't it? Surely we'd have to put all our emphasis on Savage Splitter. Good, so up the side. 8 wound chariot, up the side. And then who do I want to put where the Minotaurs go? You're the strongest one. You're probably the weakest in your state. You're in the middle, so maybe the strong one on this side. You there and you there, with the giant sort of in the middle to go in either direction, whatever I need it to do. Right, so we've got a little bit of ranged output fire lizards. They're equivalent of cavalry dinosaur men riding lizards. A tyrannosaur that's moved right up into my face. It's kind. Can they get close enough to shoot me if I don't? Yeah, they would actually reach the chariot and start barbecuing it if I'm not careful. I should probably move him a touch backwards then. Well, I'd love to just get to flank charge the Saurian Warlord, but I don't know if they'll let me. And they're going first, so they get to charge first, which is going to be a bit of a hassle. I can definitely escape your radius, of course, that's not a problem. But what's going to get in my way is that wretched Triceratops back there is going to... There you go, so I can get there, no problem. I've made it. I can see you, you can't see me, we'll take it. Just a couple of bruises, I would easily crush them in a straight battle. I think I have better movement than them as well. So I'll just kill them, but they get 9 attacks. So 4.5 hits, power 5. Power 5, only get a 5-up save. I might actually kill one of my guys. That would kind of suck. Don't know if I'd probably lose a Minotaur and have to heal it. Okay, I'll just put myself there for now because I might just take it anyway. Don't care about that. Let's pass a couple turns. Yeah, they're going to get there and start roasting my chariot. Ouch. I can kill them with the dogs, I suppose. Bizarrely, I'm not actually holding the... So that's meant to be Shift C that shows the green ones, but when I hold the X key I see these. The C key gives away the blue zones and the charge radius, but in this case it's the green zone of their range. I can't see the fire lizard's charge. Bit of a bug there. It's meant to be blue, not green. Never mind. Yeah, you inch forward, so you might end up charging me, effectively intercepting me before I can deal with the Saurian Warlord. He'll come forward. I hope to squeeze you around the side. Let's see who they aggro on. Just be kind of there-ish that if they come forward you can catch them. Right, I don't care about that over much. Okay, so we have to assume, I'm afraid, that we're not actually going to be able to stop him. So maybe I'll just waste a bit of time on one of these units instead. I don't think I need to commit any more than 2 units over this side, so I'm going to have you start coming this way. I know where all their stuff's landed now. I would love for you to get right in the way of some unit and be a pest about it. You can get right over there and hit the Raptor Riders, I suppose. And then you'll end up being charged by those anyway and charge them back.
The Raptor Riders will then charge me with 10 attacks. Power 5, so basically almost exactly the same, just one more attack. I guess I'm just going to have to accept I'm losing a Minotaur and healing it. It's not the end of the world. I could reduce their attack. That's a good idea. Let's reduce their damage output. Spare the Minotaur some damage. Okay, they aggroed onto you, which has been annoying. I could do the trick of fleeing it again and then just flanking the Raptors. I don't dislike that idea. So you'll come forward, I won't care. I might have you turn around to deal with those. What are the dogs going to do? Right. Maybe just distract something and flee. Tyrannosaur might try charging me and I just ignore it. It all depends on who charges first. If they charge anything other than this first, I'll be able to do this and they can't stop me. If they do that first with the Triceratops, then I have to take the battle and just suck it up. So I'm going to move you into a position where maybe I can catch one of the fire lizards if I'm optimistic and assume that the Tyrannosaur is locked in place by doing this. So I can just charge right up there and start killing things in the back line. If not, I can just run away. Anything but the Triceratops, please. So they get to go first, annoyingly. Yes, I got away with it. Good. I can do this, and now they can't stop me. That's fine by me. I'm just going to take you one on the win. You want to hit those? Interesting. Well, I can flee and just bait them into a terrible position. That's a perfectly good outcome for me. I'm not taking those on either. Let the Minotaurs kill them. That's everything I want to charge for now. Not straight off the field, we know. That's not a problem. They use the War Cry ability from their Saurian Warlord, +1 power for everyone. Might suck here, but otherwise I don't particularly care anywhere. Right, that's going to make it slightly more of a hassle to flank those, but I think I still can. You didn't shoot anything, I don't know what your plan is. I'll just pass again, I don't really see any reason not to. What I'd love to see is where that moves to, because I might flank it here and flank that one there. A bit further forward, I can twist and see them. Well, not really. Be a bit precise with this. I need to be able to see them without being caught by that pesky bruiser unit. I think it's doable. Obviously that's nowhere near far enough. Go further back. So annoyingly I'm in their zone there. There you go, so I'm out of range and I can see them. Perfect. Don't know what they're moving around. I need to see where that one goes. I'm going to be optimistic and assume they don't. Let's get right over here. Maximum distance, so I can still charge them without really giving them a chance to reach me on that side. Okay, you make it so you can actually see the unit, of course. Perfect. They do exactly what I was hoping. Good. Free flank. Here we go. So 4s, but re-rolling. And they still hit pretty well. And they're power 7, so actually pretty tough on the charge, but they still only do a single wound and then lose badly. Wow, great. That's actually good news for me, because otherwise I'd have to charge those head on and take a lot of damage. Now they have a better chance of getting into a bad spot. One wound to the Tyrannosaur, which just no wounds back. That's hilariously bad rolling from the Saurian Warlord. Now it'll kill me in exchange, but whatever, the rest of the army's going to be dead by then. You are super dead there. I'm afraid we can't help you. Kill that for me. Kill that for me. Slightly concerning is I probably have too much. These are going to win no problem, but I have way too much strength on this side, not helping. Yeah, you're in trouble later on. Can't do anything. Just let it roll out. No hits. Wow, he's still alive. Okay, I'm at least not. I can at least charge back against the bruiser unit. The Warlord does nothing again. I do nothing. Tyrannosaur takes 4 wounds out of me and instant kills me. Fair enough, you got me there. This is a slaughter. 20 of 20 hits. Yeah, they're all dead. And I can reach the fire lizard, which is good news for me. Wow, great save from the Saurian Warlords then. Warriors might actually keep them in combat. It's going to suck. Yeah, one more wound and they would have broken. You're going to take some damage now. This is easier. I'll just put it kindly. I'll have to come back here and flank. Right, how's this mess going to go? I haven't been reached by anything, which is good, so you're just going to end up getting charged by those anyway, so you might as well go for it. Just kill that while you have the chance. That's all we got. Again, you're going to have to take some subsequent combats, I'm afraid. There's nothing we can do there. Kill those for me. They rally. How enough that one wound bruiser. What a pest. Alright, let's see the damage. We're not that durable, so yeah, I'm going to start losing Minotaurs. Oh, don't flee into a unit of guys, that's annoying. Good hits, excellent damage. Still take a wound, not surprising against power 7 on the charge, whatever it is. This is the most dead fire lizard. 2 wounds back, which kind of sucks. I get all of my attacks for the next actual combat I do, so that's not the worst thing. Unfortunately, you're going to wind up getting flanked. Can't stop it. You're going to get hit and then flanked by this unit. Can't charge those because you're in the way, so I'll just have you start running around while they finish those off. Do I want to charge this or just leave it? Assume that this is still going to be alive. I'll take the fire lizard shooting me. The problem is he's going to intercept me. God, what a pest that he's still alive on a wound. Yeah, they're going to get all their attacks into the boil. These charging doesn't matter. You don't get any bonus from charging, but we are going to take a lot of damage, I'm afraid. I think we'll kill the Tyrannosaur this turn. I'll see what I do. You're coming around there. That's hilarious. Allow you to get killed by this Minotaur unit. Why not? Deny them the charge at least, because they're pretty nasty with their great weapons. That doesn't matter. You finish those off. Do rally, so yeah, get in there. Can I kill this unit? I lose the one that's injured, of course. He's dead, good. That's enough to make me win combat. I don't have to roll a discipline check. That Triceratops is never going to break, I'm afraid. It's got too good morale. Still alive. That one breaks though. You would be absolutely strong enough to start killing that for me though, which is convenient. Not that you'll ever get there, I'm afraid. Kill that. Kill that. If I don't lose another one, I'm okay, because I think I'll heal one. I don't know how generous the game is going to be. I hope I'll at least heal one for free. And then I can heal one by pressing the heal button, so I'll be back up to 4. If not, I'll be at 3, which is still usable. 1 wound, that's okay. I lose combat. I don't... Actually, if you run, that's fine. You just take less damage. I think the enemy will capitulate to morale loss at this point. There's a very dead bruiser. There's a wound, how irritating. Also squashed. I can't quite charge the Triceratops at this angle. I've gone too far forward. Unfortunate. Keep killing him. Yeah, why not? And then what would happen next is you would flank that there. But we can't. It's just a question of if I lose an extra Minotaur here. I hope not. I do. Blast. Bad time to take a lot of damage. Fine. I'm going to be minimum of 2. That one unit took a kicking. Yeah, I put too much strength on this side. Needed more on that side. 1 unit extra over here would have been a big deal. This stomping around, killing them. Ouch. I get 1 back, which is cool, so I can then press heal and get the extra 1 back. Let's do some levels. Our Minotaur Lord. Skill 6 isn't really needed when you're rerolling everything, so I'll just take Recruiter 2 for extra ranks. These Minotaurs. Size. This is the one with the Lord, so we're already 4 across, and we're killing everything we come across anyway, so don't worry about the extra one. We'll just take the demonic gift to see if we get anything cool. Extra defense, that's pretty good. Yeah, so defense 5 with 5 wounds means it's incredibly unlikely for me to ever lose a Minotaur now. And then you just take the skill. Skill 5 is a good breakpoint for characters that can guarantee their hits go through. Minotaurs down here. Size 4 is good enough. Extra gold, I'll just take the random stat. It's wounds, cool. Makes them more resilient, always appreciated. And go back up to 3. You're perfectly happy with 8. You're maxed out already. You're maxed out. Yeah, this is the one with the Lord, so I would like the extra one. So 3. I can increase their size later when I get the chance. And that chariot's obviously getting its teeth kicked in over and over again. But still doing a good job. You're doing as proud, chariot. Okay, I think we'll leave that there. Because I'm using these dogs as almost universally a distraction piece, I'm going to leave that in the 4x4. Far less damage, but easier to maneuver around the enemy and maybe get some flanks rather than just having to constantly run them away. You can kind of see how the strategy works. So the chariots are early game, I suppose they're useful because you can flank weak units of archers, but late game they just lose fights with basically everything. So use them as bait pieces in fleeing and getting real damage dealers into the flanks, stuff like that. Thank you very much for watching. We'll stop that one there. So we'll finish off the rest of Act 2 in the next part. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe. It massively helps out the channel and I do really appreciate it. If you have any notes on what you'd like to see in terms of SOVL runs, please do let me know. Or if you just want to chat with me and others down in the comment section, that's great too. I do take the time to stop and read them all, so anything you leave will be seen. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.